right, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, and double honor to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who were well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom, Barakatham. This is going to be a quick land back on the brother's video here. I just saw, man, Lively Stones of GMS, and subscribe and watch the whole video, be edified. But I saw this, man, and I was like, let me just say my two piece on this, because this is a growing trend. You know, brothers that are moving around, you're having to deal with particular women. This spirit is heavily on them. It's just not just a person on TikTok. All right, there's a reason why any nigga woman, Salakia, I don't even use that word, any Israelite woman, all right, that decides to make a channel like this with these titles that you're gonna see, they're instantly gonna get thousands and thousands of views, because there's an audience for it. Okay, there's a demand for it, and I'm gonna get the precept about this is a illness, man, a blindness that the Lord put on us, and really a curse. All right, but let's play a little bit of this, and I'll let the first part of the video play with the audio, and then I'll just get precepts behind the other ones. Here you go.
Tough. And this is especially true for white men who are interested in dating black women for the very first time. It's completely understandable if you feel unsure of where to start or how to start, but don't worry, I've got you. In this video, we are going to talk about how you can attract and approach black women, and we're going to talk about it in a super quick, super actionable, and super simple way. Black women are often portrayed in the media as being unapproachable, as being intimidating, and or being very aggressive. And even though many people are starting to intimidating and or being look very aggressive,
look at this.
And even though
even her dog behind her is over it. All right. He's had it. Why you got me in the video? But you notice this individual is not in shape. Okay. All right. And if she had a man that was really doing what he was supposed to do, all right, she wouldn't be on TikTok trying to give advice to to so-called white men on how to obtain a black woman, man. All right. Nothing about these individuals that you see here are desirable. And that's one thing you got to keep in mind, that the Lord put a very powerful demon on them, you know. So I'm just laying back at the rebuke here. But, you know, this is also a very sad scenario, man. All right?
Many people are starting to open their eyes to this unfair and largely inaccurate description and depiction of black women, because this...
How is it inaccurate, man? Stereotypes don't just come out of a vacuum. You have a history of behavior, all right? And you've proven that anytime that there's a camera around, that behavior actually gets worse. See, a woman in her right mind would see a camera and be shamefaced and shy away from that behavior. But our women sees a camera and they have to turn up, man. It's like the complete opposite. You see? So and Esau has made so much money off of making you look stupid. There's no shortage of clips on YouTube, World Star, of women like that look like her, all right, being absolute degenerates, man. All right, and that's what this is. It's degeneracy. There's no higher form of degeneracy than for you to not forsake your own nation, but to go and give advice on how the enemy nation can come and take you, man. That is completely backwards. You cannot produce an Israelite man or an Israelite woman. Only an Israelite man can. If you go up into a white man, okay, or let a white man go up into you, Salakia, you're of that nation. All right, your bloodline is technically still Israelite, but you're of his household now, and your seed is of that nation, man. All right, that's how it works. But she doesn't think along these terms, because these individuals are just hurt, man. Their pockets are hurt. Their egos are hurt, because their egos are just overinflated from Instagram and other social media. You know, women have something called FOMO, fear of missing out. Anybody they see on the internet with a new handbag, they feel envious of it and jealous of it. That's why they'll go out. A regular bitch that works at Applebee's will go get a $10,000 credit card to buy a bag that she can't afford just to feel like individuals that they see on camera. And all of this is a lie, man. This is a giant stumbling block. I'm rambling now, Salakia, but all of this is meant to destroy us.
Has historically been the narrative, it is still likely that you have internalized this narrative, and some of these ideas that you have about Black women are making you reluctant to approach them.
All right, shalom, shalom. All praises, honor, and glory. It goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kwadash. Honors to the Apostle, Shah, Bracket.
I'm going to let them scroll down to some of these video titles. So like it. Shalom to you, brother. Let's see. Scrolling down here. He's gonna go in a minute, I believe. Oh yeah. Hi, this is her description. Hi, loves. I'm Amanda. On this channel, we talk compassionately and authentically about the Black millennial female experience. That's really just code for white daddy, come get me. All right. And it says this includes dating outside of your race. All right, there it is. Living alone in Tacoma, Washington. This is a very heavy blue lefty region that has a very powerful spell of witchcraft around it, man. Now, this is a witchcraft stronghold. Washington State, Oregon, the Northwest. All right. Some of the worst cities in America are there. And they push a lot of this poison that sounds compassionate on the surface level, but when you really investigate it, it's very sinister, and it destroys you and your nation from the inside out, man. All right, they're making you think that talking about a gender in a certain way is more compassionate, but when you try to apply this to your life and try to function out in the world, it actually will destroy you. It's going to ruin relationships. Before you know it, your man has left you. All right. He doesn't want to hear it. You can't attract men that you want. OK. And you're alone. All right. Most of your nights are involve watching reality shows and drinking a whole bottle of wine by your damn self, man. All right. Because of the ideologies that you're into. All right. And I'm going to get this precept real quick. Isaiah 1. All right. I'll start at verse 2. Oh, hear, O ye heavens, hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me, man. That's Israelites, man. It's talking about Israelites, and then nothing has changed from then until now. All the way back in 700 BC, we was being rebellious. All the way to 2023, we're still rebellious. All right, it says, verse 3, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doeth not know, my people doeth not consider. All right, you haven't considered the things that are good for you, man. You haven't considered who you're lying into your bed, man. You don't know who this guy is. All right. We constantly go out in the highways and byways and warn you about the enemy. The enemy. Who is the enemy? All right. Only for another side of our people to get up there and encourage people to go with the enemy, man. You had that back in the ancient world, man. You had people that said, let us make a covenant with the heathen. All right. I may be able to find it if I can find it quickly. In Maccabees. Yep, First Maccabees 1 and 11. In those days there went out there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many. All right, that's what she's doing. When you go back and look at her channel, all right, and what it's about, she's trying to persuade many to go with the enemy. Esau Edom, Amanda Awakens. You see, we're gonna go through some of the titles that she's got here. revealing my email, Black Women's Advice for White Men, Strong Black Women, and Weak White Men. Yes, they are the weakest of their nation. All right. If they're dating an overweight, so-called black person, all right, they're punching down, and that's what this individual doesn't understand. She has not considered. All right, you're getting the bottom of the barrel, and even when you are, he still thinks he's better than you, man. It doesn't matter how he's treating you in the relationship. This is a serpent that we're talking about. When you read Sirach 10 and 12 or 12 and 10, I keep getting them mixed up, where it says never trust thine enemy. It tells you about the nature of him, man. That a lot of times he's going to seem compassionate. It's going to look like the rust has gone away, but it's not. Okay? So she hasn't considered these things, and this is what she's in for, interracial love. Why say interracial when you know you're just simping for a base men, all right, which are the Edomites, which is ridiculous, man. Anyway, going back, First Maccabees 1 and 11, in those days there went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Now, we know this is talking about men that were doing this and doing business with them and taking on their customs, but this is the same spirit, okay? And really, men have been surpassed by women. So this really is the same thing, but this is how it looks in 2023 when you have women basically over in charge of everything, man. All right. It says, verse 12, so this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. All right. Esau loves you doing this, man. There's no rebuke for this. There's no law, no custom for this. As a matter of fact, if anybody comes against you, they're going to get punished. We have to watch how we are talking or even covering this because of how Esau set this place up. Verse 14. All right. And it says, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, which is the gym. All right. And they made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. All right. So that's really what's going on here. She's really sold out. She showed her cards before it's time. All right. And that's where we are, man. Look. Should black women move abroad for interracial love? She's basically saying you're lower than low, Jake. All right. How white men flirt with black women. Like her channel's going to blow up pretty soon. Watch. She's going to have hundreds of thousands of views just continuing to put out this content, this rhetoric, man. Because there's a lot of simple white men out there too that can't get women. All right. They're over there beating off to feet pics. All right. And you're going to be the low hanging fruit, man. You're going to have a weirdo in your bedroom who secretly just likes feet. But because he can't go out in the world and get a medium class white woman, all right, he's gonna look at you and say, "Oh, that's a layup." All right, that's what's going on here. All right, but let me go back. Verse Isaiah 1. All right. And 3 again, the ox knoweth his owner and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know, my people do not consider. All right. Verse 4, a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, because you're laden with iniquity, man. We already know you're doing to the ABORT shuns, you know, you're into all of that. That's very heavy in the Northwest. Okay. It says a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. All right. What is a corrupter? A corrupter is when you turn something away from the intended purpose that it was supposed to be. All right. Your womb is supposed to bring forth Israelite men. Okay. It's not meant. You were not created to lay down with a goddamn heathen, especially the lowest of them. So, Lockie, where is this word at? Corrupters. All right. Shahat. To destroy, corrupt, go to, ruin. To spoil, ruin. All right. So now your womb, you're ruined. You know, Now we know most of people nowadays are all we're all defiled, and these women are definitely ruined in a physical sense. But spiritually, you're piling on, man. That's why it says laden with iniquity, man, because you're in the spirit of continuing to do it, to layer it on there. It says they have forsaken the Lord Yahweh, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backwards, and then see that's what she hasn't considered from up here, is that you're provoking the King of Terrors. All right, now you can get mad at us for rebuking you, but we're really doing you a favor, knowing what you're doing. You're rebuking, you're Salaki, you're provoking. All right, the Holy One of Israel, which is also the King of Terrors, man. All right, and it says verse 5, why should ye be stricken any more? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, the whole heart is faint, man. Right. This individual has completely abandoned ship, man. There's no fight left. And not that women are supposed to fight, but there's a pathology going on here, man. This isn't normal. All right. It's one thing if she was into it and she had a topic or two on the matter. All right. But she has an entire channel dedicated to it. All right. This is how we know we're dealing with a level 90, a level 95 demon. All right. Diablo. All right. With this individual. And we know there's a bunch of demonic individuals in her circle group, basically making sure that witchcraft doesn't wear off, because it's going to wear off when those lights go out. When the power goes out, you're going to know. All right. But by then it's going to be too late, man. It says verse 6, from the sole of the foot even unto the head there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores, man. All right. She's talking about leaving the country to go get other men before she'll just be submissive and lose weight and act right. But those things are not going to happen. All right. It says from the sole of the foot even to the head there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been clothed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment, man. So this is why you see such a ridiculous, backwards, and reprobate behavior. All right. And she's still trying to hold on to black women. What is the point of holding on to being a black woman if you're only committed to dealing with white men? You're gonna wipe yourself out, dummy. What is the point of calling out racism and stigmas against so-called black women if you're just gonna breed yourself out by dealing with only white men? You see the backwardness of this, man. All right. Job 11, verse 11. For he knoweth vain men, he seeth wickedness also. Will he not consider it? So this guy's history, man. You know what they've done in the past, and here you are. And how many women, even women that are so-called in the truth, are making channels about how you can get a good Israelite man, a man of integrity, a man that does the right thing, that fears the Lord. You're not gonna find it, because they love wickedness, man. They're not gonna say it, but we see that that's obviously the case. It says for verse 12, for vain men would be wise. For vain men would be wise, though men be born like wild asses' colt. If thou prepare thine heart and stretch out thine hands toward him, if iniquity be in thine hand, put it far away, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles, man. You're not supposed to have suspect even individuals around you in your friend group or anything, let alone a man in your bed. All right, man. When you have a man as a woman, that guy's over you, man. So it's way more egregious for a so-called black woman to get with a white man than it is for a black man to deal with a white woman. Why? Because the man is where the head is. The man controls that situation. You've ceded control to the enemy. All right. This is why women should only marry within their race, for the most part. unless it's a unless you're marrying to make an alliance. All right, you have multiple daughters, and then you can you can make a move here or there. But even still, as an Israelite, we're above all of these people, and they're not to do that. Heathen can do that. All right, we're above that, man. You can read Deuteronomy 14th chapter, I believe, above all nations. All right, we're above all nations, and she just can't fathom that. All right. Verse 14 again, if iniquity be in thy hand, put it far away, not let them into your goddamn bed, man. It says, and let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles. For then shalt thou lift up thy face without spot, yea, thou shalt be steadfast, thou and shalt not fear, because thou shalt forget thy misery and remember it as waters that pass away, man. All right. There's a video of another so-called black woman on camera talking about how she dated a white dude, let him call her the nigger and little slave or something like that. And she went along with it, man. And what he was doing, he was just fucking on her and making fun of her, man. All right. And all throughout that relationship, what did she do? She forgot thy misery and remember it as waters that pass away. She just blocked it out. Meanwhile, if you're a so-called black man or an Israelite man, all right, she remembers every single thing you did. All right. She remembered your tone of voice from 3 months ago when you said something. All right. And she's waiting to bring it out against you. All right. It says, verse 17, and thine age shall be clearer than the noonday, thou shalt shine forth. That's basically it on that. All right. But that's this individual, man. All right. Last precept, and I'll close it out. The anger, Jeremiah 23 and 19. All right. Behold, a whirlwind of the Lord Yahweh is gone forth in fury. This is the days we're living in now. Even a grievous whirlwind, it shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked, the people that you're in bed with. All right. The anger of the Lord Yahweh shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. All right. So the Lord is not going to change his mind about the destruction of the wicked because you're attached to one. All right. He says, in the latter days, ye shall consider it perfectly. See, because right now she hasn't considered it. But when in the latter days, which we're basically in them now, but there's going to come a threshold that we're going to go through in time where it is just going to be a different universe, man. All right. America, as you know it, is not going to operate the same. And then you're going to start to consider it. You know, by then it'll be too late. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Bahashim Rachak Wadash. Shalom.